my name is Jason JROCK Houson. You guys are listening to an interview being done tonight for Chaotic Riffs Magazine. We can be found on the web at www.chaoticriffs.com, and it's my great pleasure to be speaking with lead singer Bonz from both Bonz and Stuck Mojo. How you doing tonight, Bonz?
Say what?
I said, how you doing tonight?
Yeah. I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, I got to share with people, I talked to you for the first time earlier this year in February, right before you released your album Broken Silence, and as I was telling you at the time, I didn't know a lot about you except for you were a former frontman of Stuck Mojo, and you guys were, of course, one of the originators as far as bands that kind of merged rap and metal. So
we are the originators.
Yeah, and
before us.
And now you guys, of course, are working, I know, towards a reunion. You've done some reunion shows.
No, that is not going to happen, sir. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'll probably never play with Rich Ward again.
Okay, and if you don't mind, I got to tell you, I got to share with you, Bonz. About a month ago, when I started trying to get this interview set up, part of it was because I'm not surprised to hear you say that because of some comments I had heard Rich.
Some things have transpired here in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
It did start out. I hope that it started out being an honest venture to get back, together and do some things. But at the end of the day, it was back to what it was.
Yeah.
And they paid attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say it like that.
Yeah.
I wish you could have been, but when you disconnect and go back, for reasons I don't even know.
Yeah.
I can tell it like this. Yes, you were, and your plans are writing a new record, and then all of a sudden, too young and time was booked. People took time off from their other projects, but apparently that wasn't good enough for some people. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we didn't hear from them no more.
Wow.
Rick Ward, Rock Willis. I'm gonna be official about it.
Yeah.
You did an interview that I thought was questionable. I'm trying to say that when he was proud of me, and I've accomplished that at the same token. Talk about my band now. You want to talk about things that happened 30 years ago, and then at the same time, you don't even remember the details. Except that you want to talk about that was 30 years old.
Yeah.
Why you talk about,
Yeah. It's a shame, because a lot of people are looking forward to the fact that you guys were talking about working together. I just when I read these comments that he was saying about you, I couldn't believe, why is the guy bringing this stuff up? Because to me, one of the greatest things about Stuck Mojo is, like we said, you guys were the originators as far as bringing rap and metal together. And he made some comment in the interview where he was saying something about, I'm a metal guy, and let me see if I can find it. He said something about I'm not reggae or I'm not rap, and we have a rapper singer who knows nothing about melody. And I thought, man, why would you be saying something like that?
Yeah. And I do know everything about melody. I don't know what he's talking about. He used to sing in church choir.
Yeah.
I've been singing all my life. I became a rapper later on in my life. I was singing before I was rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All those melodies, and that's me. I wrote that and asked him to sing it.
Yeah.
From the Uncle Sam, unlock your mind. I came up with that melody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you let somebody else tell it, I can't sing a lick.
Yeah.
And that's just not true at all.
Yeah, and as we sit here, I'm looking at some of the quotes here that he said during that interview. It says specifically, he said about Stuck Mojo's cross-culture musical mishmash, I never tried to be a funk guitar player. I was a metal guy. It was just how my influence this cross-section with our funk reggae bass player and our rapper who couldn't sing anything because he had no idea about melody. He was just a pissed-off black guy who had a rough life, who had been in prison, who just had a story or an outlook on life that I just had no idea even existed. And I got to tell you, Bonz, I'm not trying to rehash any bad blood between you and Rich. It's just what interested me about all of this too is in preparation for talking to you today, I went back and listened to the first interview you and me did, and you were sharing with me during that first interview that you and Rich Ward had met when you guys were both working at a Pizza Hut, and you said that Rich specifically came up to you and talked about starting a band. He wanted to get a rap metal thing going, and this is kind of like talking out both sides of his mouth, which I just don't understand.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. The guy's delusional, man.
Yeah.
He's talking about I'm delusional. You know, I'm the one that smoke weed, do drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but I mean, I'm not even going to diss you. That's the whole point. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I can't diss you. I refuse to swing money somewhere else, but I will defend myself.
Yeah.
I shut you down in a heartbeat and let you know that what you're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not, the first time it happened, I was, you know, kind of, because it was a breakup and everything went south, I just didn't like the way everything happened.
Yeah.
The mama said, you have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all. Where you going?
Yeah. 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 And again, you know, the interesting thing, and listening back to the original interview you did with me this past February, you were also sharing with me that it was Rich Ward who gave you the idea, you know, hey, Bonz, when you finally get your own band going, you should call it Bonz, you know, because, you know, you're kind of an established artist, people know who you are. And I thought, you know, that was a great piece of advice on his part, and it kind of just, you know, I almost kind of think, you know, is he surprised that you've had the kind of success that you've had outside of Stuck Mojo? You know, I just don't get it.
I mean, he went overseas and told me that, you know, a lot of people over there are getting a lot of attention. You know, it might be jealousy. I don't know what it is, man. My whole point is this: it took you too long to call me for the first time.
Yeah.
You should have been calling me. You waited 15 years. Call somebody or anything over 10 years is too long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you had any intention of really getting back together and being honest about it, you should have been calling a motherfucker, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
God does everything on his timetable, so I can't be like one way or the other.
Yeah. And, you know, I just want to give you an opportunity to kind of respond to, you know, what he had said, you know, recently. But, you know, interestingly enough, you know, I think it's great that you've had this success with, you know, your Bonz band because, again, it shows people, number one, you know, you've got talent and you know, you got your own loyal fan base. And the fact that, like you said before when I talked to you last February, you said I could have came out with another band sounding just like Stuck Mojo, but, you know, I didn't want to do this. This is what I'm doing now. And interestingly enough, you're sharing with me at the time that, you know, it was Pavement Entertainment that actually was one of the labels that dropped you guys, you know, the last time, their parent company. And you said Pavement, you know, when they heard I'm doing Bonz, they came up and they offered me a opportunity to work with them again, and I jumped at that. I mean, that had to be a great feeling for you.
Yeah, and yeah, it is a great feeling for me, man. You know, I think some other people had problems with that one too. Yeah. Because it came up later on in conversation. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Laugh at nobody, but I'm just let you know that was brought to my attention that some folks was bitter about that because in the last hour, Mojo had dropped, but then, you know, on my way back out, we get offered a deal by the same people that dropped the show. You know, I don't know, man. Just the cards play kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah.
You just have to run with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever's a blessing is a blessing, man. I'm not going to sit here and scoff at anything or play or belittle anybody at the end of the day, you know. We heard it. We got here, busted our ass. We had two sets of badges of people that stepped to us.
Yeah.
Would not help, would not do anything. So we probably just said we'll do it ourselves. Robert, Eternal Sounds hit us up first. He was really cool about it. And we said thank you. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Noir followed that Robert. Yeah. And, you know, offered his assistance in the United States. Yeah. And they were already both signed on to do another record. We just go record by record. So that's also a blessing that you know that next year, we got a record coming out. We got 2 more records coming out, so we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, the beautiful part about working with a label like that again is the simple fact that, you know, it's not even that you were coming back with Stuck Mojo. This was a totally, you know, you were releasing a debut album by your new band. You know, they didn't really have a history or anything, and that just shows me how much, you know, the label believed in you as a talent. You know.
Right.
And you know, and now to move this conversation in a more positive direction, Bonz, I got to ask you, you know, what has it been like for you since you've released, you know, the Broken Silence album this last February? I mean, it seems like you're just moving ahead, moving forward. I understand you're still on tour with this, so you know, what's the touring been like for you behind this?
Well, we had some time off, so this was what I'm saying. We had to juggle time for Stuck Mojo, so things, we had a little hiccup. We had to take time where I thought I was going to be writing a record. But instead, I'm sitting at Sour. But first things get better and better and better, man. We got a new booking agent called 18 Entertainment. I mean, 18 Booking.
Yeah.
Guy's name is Bonz. He picked us up and our tour schedule just now just jumped through the roof.
Wow, wow.
And that was the last minute thing how we looked that up. The last booking agent we had kind of dropped the ball, so Kurt did a show in Michigan, and I ran into an old friend named Lance. and I told him what was going on, you know. He's like, what's up, man? I was like, man, we just been having bad luck with this booking agent thing. And he's like, well, I got somebody that I can turn you on to. Let me give him a holler. He texted me, he said, yeah. And we call, and then he ends up being somebody that I knew from another band back in the day called Indo. That's pretty cool that you stay cool with people out there in the industry that they're willing to work with you in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean that's great, and you know, in fact that this album is still, you know, people are still checking it out, and it's still you know, you told me you're working towards you know, another album already. So when do you think the next album might come out? Sometime next year?
Yeah, sometime next year. This is going to be 6 months old, so we'll have something else. For spring release, and we'll do it better this time for the next release.
Yeah.
Tour on it, like right will be out tour before the record even comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool. So you guys are still really living off the momentum of you know, Broken Silence. So let me ask you, as far as this next album, is a lot of the new material stuff you guys have written on the road, or is any of it left over from the Broken Silence? You know, songs that were left over from that.
Both.
Oh, that's.
From the last time we didn't get the tail on, and we got some new stuff also.
Yeah, that's.
So it's gonna be a mixture of both. It's gonna be really good. I'm gonna open some doors and some other things. It's gonna be a bigger, more. It's gonna be something I used to do kind of with Mojo. Kind of that I didn't know what was gonna happen in our future.
Yeah.
So you kind of put some things back, put some bullets away.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and just restock and load the bullet in my new gun, because the old gun is gone. It's gonna be put in a glass case.
Yeah.
Never to be opened again. It is now in the rap museum, hip hop rap museum, bro.
Oh, that's
rap museum. I'm never ever going backwards again.
Wow, that you know, it's very sad, but I think too it's very important to be.
It's meant to be.
Yeah, it's very.
No, man, I'm not sad.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not mad.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. But you know what, man? I'm not gonna keep bumping my head the same wall.
Yeah.
The same result. That's what they call it, insanity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think the music business can make you insane if you let it.
Yeah.
And I refuse to allow others to dictate my future. And they have zero good intentions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you don't have honest intentions, I'm not fucking with you. Because I'm too grown for this shit.
Yeah.
I busted my ass to get to this point. Kurt and I, Aaron and Don.
Yeah.
And we still ain't got no great management. You know, we're still out there doing it between us and the label.
Yeah.
There's no middleman between our business. You know, so when I made a decision to put my crew on the sideline for the old crew and was disrespected, then you know what, man? I'm not going to allow you to do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's not going to go down no more. I don't have to. I didn't call you. You called me.
Yeah. And
you called me and Corey. Now look at Corey. Corey done took off doing this thing. We talk every week.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's we're both upwards. It's like we can't wrap our head around why it happened. Because I made a decision to be happy. Maybe relocated to West Madison, Wisconsin. I met a wonderful person.
Yeah.
Everybody else on my team was cool except for 2 people on the other team. They were kind of questioned. Actually, one person.
Yeah. You know, things.
Management for Mojo was happy. He's like, oh, with technology, you guys were able to work it out.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case at all. But man was like, well, I need you to sit right here in front of me while we write this record.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you insane, man? We ain't never wrote a record like that before.
Yeah, things, you know, happen for a reason. And I think, you know, thank God that you're in a place where, you know, you didn't have to really commit to doing Stuck Mojo. I mean, it's much more important, I think, to do what makes you happy and work with people that, you know, you enjoy working with. I mean, thank God you guys didn't release a new album, go on the road, and have this fall apart while you're on the road, you know? Yeah.
Well, man,
I was saying, yeah.
So what do you think about the record? How you feeling about what we sounding right now?
Well, I think. Yeah, I mean, again, you know, the album's only been out since February, and I think you're really on a strong momentum, and I'm really interested to see what the next album's going to sound like. And you know, I think Bonz, these things happen for a reason. Maybe the Stuck Mojo wasn't meant to be because, you know, that's your past and this is what you're doing now. And who knows? You know, maybe if you would have done the Stuck Mojo reunion, you know, maybe this would have, sidelined the Bonz band. So, you know, who knows? I think in a way it's a good thing, and I think it's very smart calling your band Bonz because, again, you know, you're an established guy in the band. And it's kind of like you're kind of having an iconic name, like you know Michael, Stevie. After a while, people are going to start knowing. You know, that's.
I have to. I guess one example of a gentleman that I met a long time ago, and I have to say I kind of feel like him.
Yeah.
It's Danzig when he left Misfits.
Uh-huh.
You know, when the Misfits split, everybody kind of was. You know, they picked sides. Everybody liked the Misfits, but everybody liked Danzig.
Yeah.
You know, but Danzig never looked back. He did his thing. He did have moments where, you know, the Misfits guys, because I know
Uh-huh.
they talked about doing some shows again together, but it just never really worked back out.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel the same path. I kind of see the same parallel.
Yeah.
That makes any sense to you.
Oh, of course. And now, let me ask you because, you guys had got started to work and you obviously on some new music. So, is that stuff just like all in the can? Could Rich do what he wants with it? Do you have any fear that they might, get Lord Nelson back in the band and continue on? Is there any talk?
Lord Nelson will never go back either.
Hell,
He burned that bridge up, bro. I'm telling you, man, bad business, dude.
Wow.
I'm not going to say I can only say one thing, because if I get on a tirade or everybody be like, damn, Bonz, for real? Tell us how you feel.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about. This is not about ill feelings and being sour at anybody. Yeah. We're not going to go there, so.
Yeah, I've never met Rich Ward or anything. Yeah. I've never even talked to Rich Ward, let alone meet the man, but like I said, I was just kind of taken aback by...
God, that's the problem.
Yeah.
He's actually a nice dude.
Yeah.
He's a sweet cat, man.
Yeah.
He's an awesome motherfucker.
Yeah.
This man is told. I'm going to be the first one to tell you the boy is told. The best star players you'll ever meet in your life. Great music writer.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I don't get him sometimes. I don't even understand what he be thinking about.
Yeah, I was just kind of taking it.
I'm the last person in the world you want to damn fuck with. I'm always on your team. I always got your back. This way you get to fuck with me, you do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was just kind of taken aback by his comments he was making about you, like I said, and in listening to the interview you did with me before in this last February, I kind of thinking, now like you told me that, when Stuck Mojo initially got together, that you were one member of a band. You said that I never really done anything, a serious band before. All the other guys in the band had done other things, and I think maybe he's taken back that the Bonz band has been so successful, and he's like, wow, this guy's really starting to get some legs with his new band, and maybe he felt kind of that would put Stuck Mojo in danger. Who knows? But I think it's great that you're just moving ahead with what you're doing. Bonz.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, Jason. I appreciate you guys taking the time to reach out to us. I apologize for the last mix-up.
Well, hey, yeah, thanks for having me, because as you can tell, I really enjoy talking to you. And I got to tell you, Bonz, like I was telling you on the phone the other day, that the last interview I did with you, it's really been one of our more popular interviews on our site. And interesting enough, like I was telling you, typically, a lot of the stuff we do is hard rock and metal. But I initially was interested in talking to you because of the Stuck Mojo connection, and I thought I'm kind of interested to hear what this guy's doing now. And then Rich made his comments about a month ago, and I thought I'd love to hear this guy Bonz kind of respond to what Rich is saying here. And I'm not at all surprised to hear that the reunion's not going forward. I'm kind of saddened, but again, when I interviewed you the last time,
Fuck that up, okay?
Yeah.
I promise y'all. That had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever get a chance to get in contact with Corey Lowry, he'll tell you the same thing. We both didn't even know we were going to be going in the studio. I'm like, well, I got this tour to do. And they'll say, well, man, we got a record to write. Did anybody call me, text me, or email me to tell me about this July booking of the studio and
Yeah.
and make sure everything was cool before we move forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we just went ahead and did it anyways. Well, that's not what we signed up for. That's not what we agreed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sitting at the dinner table with them longhorns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not what we talked about, man.
And so let me ask you, Bonz. Obviously, Rich made these comments in an interview he did about a month ago, from what I understand. But and you've kind of responded. And you've kind of, yeah, and you've kind of responded. But has there been any communication between you and him since he's made these comments?
No, I told you I relocated up here about. What's been about 2 months ago, man?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I came back up. I came to West Baton, Wisconsin. I was relocated.
Okay.
I fixed them back before I said, hey man, I'll tell you what, I can be back in Atlanta to write the record,
Yeah,
tell me so. Let me know what your schedule's like so I can adjust around it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah.
1 week went by, 2 weeks went by, 3 weeks went by, 4 weeks went by.
Wow.
Finally, before the article came out, I said, since you can't answer me back, and since you're not being respectful, you're being disrespectful, you're not, answering nobody back, I got a business to run.
Yeah.
Since you can't respect that business and tell me anything, you take care, God bless. I'm out.
Yeah, wow.
Then a week, 2 weeks later, the article comes out.
Yeah.
So like, well, here we go again.
Yeah.
You go black and something bullshit comes out.
Yeah.
Every time. That happened last time. Same way. Stop talking to me, bullshit article comes out.
Wow. Yeah, okay. That makes
I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to.
No.
The dude will play games with somebody else, man. I'm not playing no game. I'm too old for games. I got kids to feed mouth.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers put through school and shit. You know?
Yeah, because
somebody around, some of them got fucked up, some of them got it bad. Some of them got invested properly.
Yeah, because
So I had to start over them.
Yeah, because once
bullshit with people, man. This is a business at the end of the day, ladies.
Yeah.
Ain't about friendships all the time.
Yeah, because
it could be, because if it was about friendships, motherfuckers could go on correctly.
Yeah.
And not be such a shitty motherfucker when shit goes supposed to go down the right way.
Yeah.
But it don't go that way.
Yeah. Because once again,
I'm not spending no dirt. I'm not trying to be nasty to me. I just did business. Business dictates. I got to let that go.
Yeah.
You ain't doing it right.
Yeah. Because once again, I gotta tell you, Bonz, and just talking today in the last interview we did, both times I found you to be really well spoken, and you've obviously touched, just the people that visit our site, because like I said, the last interview you did with me was one of the most downloaded interviews we've ever had up on our site, and that speaks, that speaks to me. And again, typically we metal and hard rock.
One more thing for the record, I've never been to prison. What he's talking about is when I was in the Air Force, I got in trouble for urinalysis.
Wow.
But I made an example of because I wouldn't tell on some people.
Yeah.
So I went to jail, not prison, for 22 months.
Okay.
Okay, but that's like going to fucking boot camp all over again. It's not like jail.
Yeah.
You get the number and you're in prison. So for the record, I grew up in the county, it was in county jail for child support. That's real. My life is an open book. But we got hands on that. I'm doing good these days. See what I'm saying? But that was back when. 30 years ago is what he's talking about, and I've explained to everybody what that was.
Wow.
Never been to prison. I grew up in a broken home just like he did. From Columbia, South Carolina. He lived in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
North Carolina shit. But his dad was a golf pro. My dad was the Army. It sounds like I have a mean disposition on life, and I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
Like good life is about. No, I don't sound that way. I'm not a fair man. I'm angry, but the big reason why I'm angry is because of what our country and what the government, how the government's playing in citizens. That's what I'm angry about.
Yeah.
I'm angry about the future of my kids. Will they have a future?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Will the earth still be here when I have grandkids? I don't know.
Yeah. And
we don't know.
Yeah.
I'm angry about how the government lies to everybody. Actually, they tell us everything once, then that's it. They don't tell you about it no more.
Yeah. And again,
all that other bullshit, officially on the record, I am a cool ass dude. At least I hope I am.
Well, you seem like a cool dude to me, and like I said, I've never met you face to face, but times I've talked to you, you come across as very well spoken and very, very friendly. And I gotta say, in regards to you being in prison or your past drug use, when I read those comments, all I thought was, why is Rich bringing this stuff up? Who cares? First of all, if Bonz hasn't been, Bonz has ever done any time in prison, that's his business to bring up. Why is Rich feeling the need to, spread his history? Okay, he was at one time maybe a drug addict, but he's cleaned up his act. So why again why does anybody care about this in the year 2015?
Stop. Drug addict, man. I didn't know the rock and roll game or the music game was a fucking a time place where you had to show up with a clean piss test. That's what our sport didn't take that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, again, like.
Sit down, cars and wearing ties and like shirts and fucking what?
Yeah.
Hell, motherfucking knows that I did my motherfucking time in the military.
Yeah.
I did that shit. If I want to goddamn smoke a joint, do a bump, drink a shot.
Yeah.
In my arm.
Yeah. Here.
That one. I'm a grown ass motherfucker, fuck y'all. How about that shit?
Yeah.
All you motherfuckers out there in the world that claim you don't do shit, you got a vice, motherfucker. You just don't want nobody to know.
Yeah.
So don't goddamn throw filling the blocks with the goddamn glass condo bitches. Hell no.
Well, that will. Yeah.
Living in a glass condo, throwing filling the blocks. Hell no. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well.
Shit, man.
We'll just leave it at that. But yeah. Let me ask you. I was curious. Like when you heard Rich's other band Fozzy for the first time, what was your kind of opinion? The reason I ask is because Fozzy, they got an interesting history in the fact that a lot of people at first, they didn't take them really too serious because of the fact that
they weren't serious. They were a spoof band. That's how it started out.
Yeah.
He started out as a spoof band because dude can't sing, but he's the real champ.
Yeah.
That motherfucker Vince McMahon money backing you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all that's about.
Yeah.
What else is it about?
Yeah. I mean, because again, they were, like you said, at first a lot of people thought they were a joke because the singer Chris Jericho, Jericho is a wrestler, but
yeah. Not exactly a joke to trying to be serious.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you do it. It's a natural progression.
Yeah.
You start as a spoof.
Yeah.
You try to make it into something serious because the players in the band are serious players.
Yeah.
Frank Boston is a bad motherfucker. Dude, on that drum set. Dan Ryan is an awesome bass player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rich Ward is an awesome guitar player.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho is a great entertainer.
Yeah.
So, why not?
Yeah.
Make some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. I mean, I hear you, and I got to ask you, Bonz, because again, I was kind of listening to the first interview we did and preparing to talk to you again today, and I was curious, how did you come up with the name Bonz? For your stage name, is that a nickname somebody given you, or did you give it to yourself?
No, my homeboy in the Air Force, his name is Eric Williams. Matter of fact, he started my first group's called Full Authority. You're about to see that again.
Okay.
He was the DJ, and I couldn't come up with a good name. I was saying all kind of started, like my last favorite epic was called T-Run. I'm a big fan of Run DMC.
Yeah.
And he nicknamed me Bonz.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I've had it forever before I was in Stuck Mojo.
Oh, cool. And I was kind of interested in asking you, as far as influences, who are some of the guys that influenced you? Because when I listened to some of the stuff off Broken Silence, one of the things that really, that I really like about the music is it's got instrumentation. It's not like typical rap. It's all based on beats and loops. It's actual, based around instrumentation. So I was kind of curious, who are some of the guys that influenced you growing up?
Anything else going on you want to know about, buddy?
Oh, I was asking, who are some of the guys that influenced you when you were growing up? Because, when I listen to some of the stuff off Broken Silence, again, typically I listen to a lot of metal, but what I really like about your music is it's rap music based around, instrumentation, not just, typical rap beats and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Rock Hill, Chad, one, then as far as musical influences, and like HR, Doug Penny, I love Phil and Ceremony Taylor, is awesome, if you listen to that shit, he has like a real cadence, kind of like rap.
Oh, okay.
Like hip-hop and shit.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, wow. That's about it, man. That's quite a cross-section of influences, but yeah, I can kind of hear that in some of the stuff. Let me ask you, because last time I interviewed you in early February, you were mentioning another one of the bands that's on Pavement, Straight Line Stitch, and I recently got a chance to interview the singer, and you were telling me that one of your dreams would be for you to get on a tour with them. Is there any chance that that might still happen?
Yeah, we're label mates, so yeah, that's gonna happen. We play shows already. She and I, she's one of my little heroines. I love her to death, man, and I know that she loves me, so yeah, we're buddies. And give me the chili willies thinking about it. It was the first time I did an interview, and she was super shy. And she still gets a little coy at times when I see her now, but I watched that little girl grow into a awesome singer and entertainer. So yeah, we're label mates, so we'll definitely be doing some shows together in the near future.
Because the interview I did with her would be going up on our site probably in the next week or two. But I found like you, and just talking to her, she was very, very shy, and she couldn't believe she had the kind of attitude that I can't believe anybody want to hear what I have to say. But I found her to be really, really friendly and down to earth, and I'm glad to see things are finally starting to happen for that band, and I just wish her and the rest of the band all the luck in the world, because I think they've really got a talented bunch of people in that band.
Yeah, they're going to be all right, man. If I can convince the label to support a Pavement tour, it'd be us, Straight Line Stitch, the Head 2E, and maybe another band like even Soil.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And because they're bigger than all the bands on the label, they'd be the headliner, and we all be the understudy, the undercurrent. I think that would be an awesome Pavement tour.
Yeah, and that's what I think Bonz makes your story so great is the fact that you're one of those guys that for years were maybe the underdog, but you're starting to come up from behind, and people are really taking notice of what you're doing now. That's why I want to wish you all the luck on this tour that you have coming up, and that because I really can't wait to see the next album when it's released in 2016, because I really think you have a bright future ahead, and it's not even just you living off your Stuck Mojo fan base. I mean, you have a whole new truckload of fans with just the Bonz band, I think.
I'm the underdog, and you hear the cheers. On deck, you best to fear.
Well, I gotta say,
yeah. Now I got this song. You just said the underdog, but I have a bunch where I'm the underdog, and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for you guys.
Yeah.
Stuff that I've been writing with these.
Yeah.
It's gonna be such a good new record, and I got some other irons in the fire that you guys are gonna dig out there in the world, man. And I've been blessed, and so thank you so much. I appreciate your time and everybody, paying attention, man. It feels good to be acknowledged as far as somebody that does what they do in this world of rap, rock, and rap metal. It's like the one sport.
Yeah.
Music industry that is yet to be glorified or overexplored. Some say it's dead. I say it's never lived.
Yeah.
It's just like another part of hip hop. We have the upstarts, but there's a whole lot of some artists out there that do what we do that the world hasn't heard. So I tell you guys out there, and girls and guys that are in our genre of sport music, do not give up your dream. Do not quit. Continue to push forward, because you're going to have folks like me that's going to be the trailblazers that's going to lay it down for y'all. You just make sure when you cross the finish line, you shine. Yeah, you just gave me a great thought here. I was saying earlier that you're an underdog in the sense that people might try to bring you down, but you always come out fighting. You don't let anybody keep you down. I mean, even these comments that Rich Ward made, like you said, I'm not going to harp on it, man. I don't want to say anything nasty about the guy. I'm moving ahead. I'm going to be a trailblazer. That's a better word, trailblazer. I like that better than underdog, because it means you're staying positive. You're staying out there in front. You're just proud of doing what you do, and that's to me what life is all about, my friend. It is, man. I've been down before.
Yeah.
And, I could have tapped out a couple of times. I was in the abyss.
Yeah.
The mojo ended the first time I was depressed.
Yeah.
I lost my family. I lost everything. I lost the market crash. So my investments went south. And, most motherfuckers eat bullets, jump out windows and shit. Or, you know, kill overdose or whatever. I was there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had too much to live for. It's like too many people lost their lives for my freedom of speech, for me to make money with my mouth.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Too many motherfuckers sacrificed their lives for me to have this chance to do what I do.
Yeah.
So why am I going to be a little bitch-ass motherfucker and fuck it up because I had a little hiccup in life? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what punk-ass weak people do. My mom and daddy didn't raise no punk, so.
Yeah, and see, I think,
the playing the whites, we're proud motherfuckers, and I'm not going to let nobody down. I've already done it once, I ain't going to do it again.
Yeah,
everybody out there, I can tell you what not to do. What not to do is tap out. Fuck that shit. Don't tap out.
Yeah, and to me, the great thing about your story, like you said, is, you know, I got back.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, you allow things to happen, but you gotta be strong enough to overcome that shit.
And as long as you learn from it, you know, and like what you're doing now. And like what you're doing now, it's teaching, you know, all your fans and the, you know, kids come to your shows and buy your music. Like, okay, this is the road I went down, and you know, you guys may come from, you know, similar place in life, but this is a road to take. You know, find something that you really love in life. You know, in my case, it was music. That's what kept me, you know, going. You don't have to do the drugs. You don't have to live a life of crime. You know, that's the positive message I think that you're sending to your fans.
Much. I appreciate your love and recognition.
Yeah. Well, let me just let's say in the interview on this by telling you, Bonz, it's once again I've really enjoyed talking to you, and so please, anytime you want to do an interview or talk about anything at all, I'm more than happy to talk to you, my friend. So please take care and
thank you so much for the love, man. I appreciate it. I like being candid. You know, some people don't know how to ask and talk. They just get on there and they act all shy and scared. They don't know how to ask questions. You're a good guy, man. So I appreciate your love and time and dedication.
Yeah, because you know, here's because you know, here's the thing with that. Like, even if you go back and listen to, you know, last interview you did with me, what made it such a great interview is you're so open and you're so easy to talk to, and anybody listening to the interview, they can really get into what you're saying. I've interviewed people where, you know, it's just yes, no, and it's like, okay, you know, I've kind of taken this as far as I can go, and you know, you're somebody I could talk. Yeah. Okay, well, my friend, I will let you go, and the interview should be going up probably in about 3 or 4 weeks. I'll let Shauna know as soon as it goes up. But thanks so much for doing this, and we'll have to do it again sometime.
Hey, Jay.